There are several reasons why it is inappropriate for an event staff, such as models, brand ambassadors, coordinators, waiters, waitresses, to reassess an already agreed payment after arriving at an event or a shoot and perceives client worth. Welcome to another episode of Tips for Event Staff. As you all know, my name is Blessing, the brand representative of the School of Event Staff. It is my duty to always contribute to the overall success of the event staffing industry by providing weekly tips for event staff. On our previous video, we talked about why fighting amongst event staff is prohibited in the event industry. In this video, we'll be talking about the importance of upholding an already agreed payment. Before we dive right into today's topic, have you purchased our ebook? Do not forget that our ebook comprises of the 10 guiding principles that would guide you through the event staffing industry. This ebook serves as a blueprint to help you navigate through the event staffing industry. It will help you with the wisdom of savings. It will help you with casting dilemma. It will help you to navigate through peer pressure and all other obstacles in the event staffing industry. Click the link on our bio to make a purchase. Welcome back. In this video, I'll be giving you a few reasons why you should stick to an already agreed bargain and do not go back on your word as an event staff after you have gotten to the venue. Number one, breach of contract. By agreeing to a certain payment beforehand shows that you've already entered into a written or a verbal agreement with your contact person. Be it maybe your friend, be it maybe an agency that recruited you to represent them for a shoot or maybe for an event. Now, attempting to renegotiate that agreement after arriving the venue is unprofessional and it breaches this agreement you already have with your contact person. This behavior undermines trust between you, the agency, or the client, or maybe your contact person, right? It creates uncertainty and can damage your reputation professionally. Number two, unprofessional conduct. Professionalism involves honoring agreements and demonstrating reliability. Complaining about pay after you have arrived the venue, the shoot, you have already been booked for a shoot, you've already been booked for an event, and you start to complain and be like, oh, this event is a big event. How can they start paying me this kind of amount? Like when you get to the venue, you start to size up your agency's clients. This suggests unreliability and it can hinder future gigs with that agency. Remember, your action reflects on your contact person. Whoever has contacted you for that gig, whatever you do there is that it's either you represent them professionally or you don't. So if you go there and misbehave and apply unprofessional conduct in the process of you sizing up a client, it reflects poorly on the person who has hired you for that gig. It can damage the agency's reputation and their relationship with their client. So you do not want to do that. So if you already have an agreement with someone, stick to your own end of the bargain and don't go back on your word and start saying that, oh, you did not know that the client is a big client. This event is a big event. How would they pay me such an amount? I didn't know that the event was a big event. I would have charged higher. Number three, fairness and ethics. It is unethical to judge someone's worth and demand for more payment simply because of the person's appearance or maybe based on assumption about the person's wealth. Just because a client appears wealthy doesn't mean they have to pay you more than what you already bargained or what you already agreed initially. And like, for example, there was a day I walked into a store. I wanted to get a frame. So after we bargained, I brought out my phone and I wanted to make payment. The next thing the guy said was, oh, I didn't see your phone on time. If I'd seen the kind of phone you used, I would have charged you more. You don't do that. If you see as an event staff, you are a model, you're a brand ambassador, for example, a BC is going round and you see an amount for a shoot and you know that this shoot, you do not agree with that price or you cannot go down to that level to work for that price or that price is not on your standard, it is not on your level, don't apply. Don't apply for the gig. You don't apply for a gig after seeing the amount that is going to be paid. After you have agreed on that payment, you get to the venue and you start to misbehave and embarrassing yourself and the agency you are representing in the presence of the client based on the fact that you see the client and you got to the venue, you saw that the place is all touched up or you got to find out about the brand that you are going to be working with. and you now be like, oh, this brand cannot pay this less. I cannot accept this price. I cannot do this. I cannot do that. When you see a broadcast message and it is beneath you and that price is beneath you, do not apply. Instead of going there, getting to the venue and embarrassing yourself and not representing yourself professionally or representing the agency professionally, right? So it is unethical and it is unfair. Always do your best to stick to your own end of the bargain, because you must have had a written agreement or a verbal agreement with each agency. So you can't go back on your word when you go to the venue simply because you think the client is wealthy or because you think that the brand should pay more. You will now say, oh, you're no longer interested in the gig. It doesn't speak well of you professionally. It doesn't show how great of a quality thinker you are and how ethical you could be as a professional event staff. Maybe you're a model, you're a brand ambassador, right? Fairness involves sticking to the agreed term, regardless of client status. Whether you find out that they are big, they are rich, they are the richest men in Africa, they are this, they are that. You don't judge clients based on their appearance, all right? Don't drag your agency's name to the mud simply because you feel that they should have charged the client more, or simply because you feel that, oh, the agency did not charge them well. They have hired you for that agency. It is now your duty to fulfill your own part of the bargain, represent yourself and the agency professionally. Number 4, client perception. Clients expect a free and hassle-free event from an agency, right? The moment they get involved with an agency. Complaining about the pay after you have already agreed during the shoot or during the commercial or whatever you are representing the person on or whatever you are representing the agency on can create tension and disrupt the shoot or engagement negatively and affecting the client's experience. The client will probably be calling your agency. What kind of model did you bring for us? What kind of event staff did you hire for us? Why would they come here and start renegotiating and saying that the pay is not enough after we have sorted the agency? It just makes them feel like they've hired the wrong model, the wrong coordinator, or the wrong event staff for their event. So it just destabilizes everything for the agency. Clients may view this behavior as greed or opportunistic. They just look at you like, look at this opportunist. Why are you being greedy? You have already agreed. You have agreed. So you're already here. Shoot is about to take place and it is now you want to start saying that. So what changed? They'll start to ask you, what changed? This singular act of yours can lead the client not to want to work with that agency in future. So whatever you do, always have it in mind that you have an agency, or even if it is not even an agency, it could even be your friend that could even send you to go for a shoot. It could be your colleague. It could be someone close to you. So bridging that agreement at that point in time, the client will just be looking at you like, look at this opportunist. So what changed? Something you have already agreed for. You are at the venue and you're now complaining. You don't go to event and size up clients, or you just ruin the entire engagement for your friend or for the agency. Put in your best in everything that you do and you will come out in flying colors. Number 5, operation efficiency. Raising up payment issues during the course of the event can cause delay and logistical issues for the agency, affecting their overall operation for that particular event. The agency might already have a fixed budget for the models that cannot be altered at last minute. So you bringing up such arguments during that time, you can ruin their entire operation, right? Now, imagine as a model and you're in the habit of going to revisit agreement after you have gotten to the venue. Now, imagine this. Maybe an agency adopt the idea of first come, first serve. Now, when you get to the venue and you see that there are all other event staff that came late and you came first, maybe you came early, right? Will you still bring up the whole idea of, oh, I've not been, the payment is too small? Because you know that immediately you drop, there are some other event staff that are waiting that wants to take your place. So the fact that agencies do not apply that first come, first serve method, they just trust your efficiency and they trust that you are going to be there when you say you're going to be there and they won't have any problems with you. It's not enough reason why you should start raising up issues of payment during the event, right? Because there's nobody to replace you at that point in time. It's going to cause operational problems for them to start calling their backup to come and replace you, and that could send the wrong signal around the client. Okay, it's just like sheer wickedness and sheer greed, right? Because you know that someone to replace you is not available, is not on ground. You just try to put up that attitude. When agencies adopt the idea of first come, first serve. I'm sure that if you come late and you are told to go back, that already someone came before you and the person is already on set and the person is already shooting, or probably the event has already started, the ushers are already working, and you came last. I'm sure you will be angry. You will not find it funny. You will be pissed and be like, then why did they not hire me when they know that I'm not going to work for the event? Why would they hire me, make me waste my transport, make me waste my resources? That is the same thing that the agency would face when you get to the event place and start raising issues of payment after you have already agreed with them and saying that you want to leave. When you have already agreed with them and told them that, okay, this is the amount you want to collect, and you get to the venue and you start saying you're not going to collect that amount anymore. So that is the same thing. That's the same thing you are doing to them. So, but if they do it to you, it's always the agency. They always feel like they are the biggest, they are the best, they're always behaving anyhow. Is it because they are an agency? Is it because they are the ones giving us work? Why you as a model, why not act professionally and stop and avoid doing the things you're not supposed to do during an event? That singular act can actually disrupt and complicate the entire planning and execution of that project. So you must try as much as possible to cooperate with agencies. If you have agreed on a certain amount, when you get to the venue, don't try to revisit that agreement again simply because you are seeing a client or you want to size up the client and all of that stuff. Because if the agency has recruited a backup model that would work in your place before you got to the venue, you will not be happy. You'll probably be angry and be like, why did they hire me when they know that they're not going to use me, right? So the agency has trusted you and make provisions for only you. And when you get to the venue, it is your duty and responsibility to represent them professionally and respect yourself as a model. The last but not the least, number 6, reputation and future opportunities. As a model, a brand ambassador, an usher, a coordinator, a waiter, a waitress, acting unprofessionally during the course of a shoot or an event taking place can tarnish your image and hinder future gigs. Your unprofessionalism can actually make it difficult for you to secure future gigs and also tarnish your image in the event in the industry, right? Because one thing you need to understand is that agencies are linked. They know each other. The moment you misbehave with a particular agency, or maybe you uphold an unprofessional act during the course of an event, or you misbehave in most of these areas I just mentioned, it can hinder you from getting future gigs because most of these agencies are friends. They know each other. So you must try as much as possible to put in your best in everything that you do as a model, as an event staff, right? Maintaining a good relationship with agencies is crucial for long-term success in the event industry. Short-term gain from demanding more pay can only lead to long-term losses. So on this note, professionalism in event staffing is key. Sticking to an already agreed terms, upholding a positive attitude in handling negotiations before accepting any gig will help you build a strong reputation and ensure a steady flow of work. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on all social media showing on your screen, like, comment, and share to your friends. See you in our next video. Thanks.